Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. Be sure to check me out over on Rumble. There you'll find all of my stuff from YouTube, plus my political and social commentary and weekly current events, which YouTube frowns on. Links to my Rumble channel, as well as my other YouTube channels, and links to let you order my books are in the description of this video. If you enjoy my content, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Now, on with the video. Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an advanced Dungeons and Dragons story. I'm calling this one Dipsey F-ing Doo. Yeah, except the case in point, the effing was actually set out. You know, the actual word. This is a case in point of why one should be very careful about code words chosen to signal attacks. I did a video a while back. I cannot remember the name. I can't remember the title. I think it was called Instant Army, but you know, go find that one and check it out. But anyway, in that video, I told a story about where I used a code word to signal an army of zombies and skeletons that I'd animated in the city. The undead attacked from the inside so that we could take the city. It was it's an interesting idea if you're running short of men, that kind of thing. I got the idea from my friend Art. Art runs one of the best games I've ever played in. I played with him when I was in the Air Force. Our group was trying to sneak into a city through the cemetery under the back gate. Or, excuse me, near the back gate. We were hiding in the cemetery until the moon passed behind a cloud so that we could scale the wall. Now, Art had a running joke when one of his players said something obvious and stupid or did something obvious or stupid. He would say, Dipsey fucking Doo. That was his thing. Dipsey fucking Doo. That was his little catchphrase, and he did it a lot. Became a point of honor to prank Art into saying his trademark catchphrase. And it was a running joke in our group. My friend Paul, whose player character was with us in the cemetery, asked a stupid question with the intent of getting Art to say it, but he did not. Paul and some of the other players began arguing in character about the question, and then out of the blue, Paul said, Dipsey fucking Doo. Art's eyes grew wide and he double checked his notes. As it turned out, the clerics in the city had animated all of the corpses in the cemetery and commanded them to stay buried until a specific code word was used. And then they would emerge from their graves and kill everyone they saw. The clerics that were in the town were very evil. It was intended as a last-ditch doomsday defense for when the city fell, and these clerics were just evil as fuck. The code word was Dipsey fucking Doo. Every corpse in the cemetery rose from the grave and began attacking us. We fought for our lives all night long against wave after wave of zombies and skeletons. This town was thousands of years old, lots of people buried there. Our cleric was going to turn him, but he was killed right off the bat. And that didn't, no turning happened that night. He was killed outright. The wizard used fireballs, lightning bolts, and every other spell he had until they dragged him down and killed him, and they kept coming. Our fighters and thief retreated to a crypt, and we held it as long as we could. It was a total party kill, all because of a catchphrase that we pranked the dungeon master with. Yeah, you gotta be careful if you're gonna do stuff like that, you gotta be careful and make sure it's not a code phrase or a code word or a signal that somebody's actually going to use in character in game. That's just that was ridiculous. And honestly, who in a D&D setting in a D&D world is going to come out and say Dipsey fucking Doo? Nobody says that. There's not a character in any fantasy setting I've ever heard use that phrase. Not one ever. Now, I've heard people refer to that as, like player characters and like that. Or I've seen authors do it. I've heard authors do phrases similar to that. But I've never seen or heard of a fantasy character in a fantasy setting use that phrase. we argued with Art about that, and he said, yeah, I was trying to pick something you guys wouldn't use. Yeah, apparently he had designed that part of the campaign long before, and then the Dipsey fucking Doo thing started, and he never bothered to change it. He didn't think to change it. So yeah, that was just be careful what you use for code words, folks. That's all I'm saying. It can get you in a lot of trouble there. Hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all.
Clarissa Lowe, a historian from the future. Delmore Kane, a Civil War veteran turned outlaw. This oddball pairing faces a conspiracy of epic proportions spanning the centuries. If you like action and adventure westerns with a splash of science fiction and fantasy, check out my book series Drifters and their ongoing adventures.